Hello there, everybody. It's HeroicLegend here. Shorter vids today. I'm saying this because you probably know that I record these things together. I have two decks to show you here. This is the first video is going to be showing off the decks. Second video is going to be testing them in solo. So if you don't care for this, by all means, I can't blame you. But I feel like I cooked with these, so I want to show them off. Now, it's Dragons and Taxes, or Death and Taxes as a joke, and no fun type 1. I occasionally have to make decks like this because as much as watching them explode with puppets or locking them out with heroes, these are needed. So, let's go into the one I made first with head empty, no thoughts. If you've played against me with this deck, I'm sorry. This deck is purely to be annoying. We have the Fiendsmith engine to make either an unmovable beat stick, potentially, or a negator, who hopefully both of them can be out at the same time with, like, you know. We of course have Zeus and his brother Typhon, multi to go into Typhon. Probably just take out Zeus, honestly, or drop some other stuff, but this can still be worked on. The whole idea is I was tired of people just like playing these things and it's just ugh, right? So what do we have? We have Dimension Shifter, because this is funny. I forgot Droll and Lock. That should have been in the deck too. Much better. There we go. Now another option for Zeus. So, and that's just in case they like stop plays. So, anyway, we have 3 Luries, 3 Veilers, 2 Droll and Lock, 1 Insect that needs to be squished, 3 Blossoms, 2 Bell. Hi! Kitty cat's in the room, that's why I said hi. We have 1 of each of the Mulch Armies. I know I need to make more, but quite frankly, making Mulch Armies is, hurts the soul a little. Only 2 Lacrimas, because I could put in the 3rd one, but I wanted to keep it at 50. We have, of course, the 1 D-Shift, the 2 only Engravers, 3 Fenrir, because Fenrir is just the goodest boy. We have 2 Unicorns and 1 Ogre, completing the Kashtira package. 3 Lava Golems and Nibiru, because, you know, I want my opponent to be punished for what they do. 3 Raigeki, with 1 Duster and 1 Storm. 2 Ruler No Mores, 1 Theosis, 3 Tracks, 1 Birth, 2 Super Polys, 2 Droplets, 2 Imperms, and 1 Preparations. Because I'm keeping any of the cashiers on the field, I want you to suffer. We, of course, have Mud Dragon and... oh, Garura. Wings of Resonant Life! That's that in here for Super Poly target, and Mud Dragon's in here for Super Poly target. We, of course, have the 2 Lacrimas for, you know, Lacrima stuff. We have Desiree for negates. We have Rextrinamente for you're not getting over me. We have D/D/D Wave High King Caesar. 3/6 in the cease. That's quick math. I don't know. And he's just another negate, which probably would go into Zeus. And then, of course, there's Siphon for in case my opponent's done too much. We have the 1 Requiem to do Requiem things. We have the Moon of the Close Heaven to strictly go into Requiem if they somehow stop my stuff. 2 Sequence, 2's Ognum Days. Standard stuff. I made this with the whole sole goal of being annoying. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm trying to either play second, unless I'm feeling myself and want to go first. So, for example, this is a good going second one. Because they do anything, go spell into lock, and then I'm even Imperm for more promising things. Then we Ogre, Storm, and and Dark Ruler No More would have been next too. So we would have just started being mean. Normally after 1, 2, 3, they tend to quit. 4, if not, and then 5. But if they don't quit after that, there might be a chance. Another good going second. Mulch Army, and then if I have to, Droll and Lock. Come my turn, I will have Allure in hand, so I can use Track to ditch to get either Lacrima or grab Engraver to hold another Track in hand. We also have Droplet for Droplet things. We have Heavy Storm. We have, like I said, the Mulch Army couple. Another going second hand. Ooh, especially nice with Mr. Golem over here. And his brother, Mr. Shiny Golem. Yeah, all these hands are this is what I say. Is this what you want, Konami? This is what they want. If you're not playing any of the meta stuff, this is what I see Konami wanting you to play. This is what I envision. Right? And what's sad is this still kind of can do stuff against most normal decks too. Except for Stun. But if you're playing Stun, I once again have the question of who hurt you, why, and more importantly, is there anything we can do to get you unhurt? Or maybe I should just hurt you more. I don't know. Yeah, but like, and there's a couple of ways to do this. I did have the idea of Burn Lockout with things like Level Limit, Area B, and all that stuff, but I would need more things to kind of protect it, so there would have been some finagling there. A lot like with Pokemon, you have to finagle something there. I can't just say, I want to play with all my favorites. I can't play with all my favorites. I'll probably lose. There'll probably be things that I can't stand up to. I may get dominated by one type because I didn't put in safety precautions. But I'm going to give you an example. I want to make a Pokemon Champions team with Mega Starmie. Mega Starmie needs things to help it out if I'm doing doubles or singles. If I'm doing singles, Mega Starmie's my ace then. So I have to make sure that I can either set up or make it so that way a threat can be taken out after Super Starmie gets out. I know what it said. And in Yu-Gi-Oh, there's no difference. I want to burn my opponent. So what do? I look up the good burn cards, and then I try to make a deck around that. And then I have to ask myself the question, okay, I have the burn cards. Now how do I keep them, how do I keep my opponent burning? I can either go for big burn, and get them low off rip. I can go for safe burn, and have hand traps and stuff to stop them, and then just make them hurt. And then I can have things like burn with something adjacent. Or, you could just go for Blackwing Burn too. That always works. Or the new Enya Craft Burn. That works. But again, there are things you want to do to supplement. For example, if I'm going for big burn, maybe I want to put in Lacrima Fiendsmith stuff just to get that nice 1200 off the bat. And then I go for other cards that, hey, if you do XYZ, you get this effect happening. So many options before you. But again, you have to figure out the pieces that mesh well. Back in the day, before we had all these cards, if I can shake my stick at you, young fellers. But back in the day, Compulse, Acid Trap Hole, and Fisher, I think. There were actually quite a few cards that I would put into most of my decks whenever I would build them and play them. Just like how for most people who play in GOAT format or played GOAT, Book of Moon, Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. Screw you, car! Sorry about that. Pot of Greed when it was, allowed. Like, there are some options that are just pure tech that you want to have. It changed, obviously, but there are just some things that you want to do. And that's this deck. This is one of the decks. Now again, expanding on the I want to make my opponent hurt, we have Dragons and Taxes. What is Dragons and Taxes? Quite simply, it's a Despian deck, with the main star being this prick right here. A Luber in his Scale Sona. Oh, I'm sorry, his Fiend Sona. Even though he calls himself a dragon. I'm a Fiend Dragon, it's what makes me cool. Shut up, nerd. You beautiful, beautiful nerd, you. So what is this deck? This deck is we are trying to turbo out both Masquerades and a lad. A big lad. Now, there are some ways we can do this and some things we have for protection. For example, I know it's called Golganda. I call it Gongaga instead. But the Decisive Battle, we have branded openings. You know, we have a bunch of stuff that can help us here. But main thing is we want to make it that our dragon is helping to tax them a lot. Now, if we're going based off of just things, period, 3 dragon negates means 3,600 damage. Attempting to get rid of them, assuming we have both these in position, that's 1 negate. That's 1 destruction negate. That's 2 destruction negate. There's also the Fallen and the Virtuous for tech options, which again can help protect our cards if there's like a big old beady stick about to come and punch us. If we really need to, Brightest Blazing Branded King for in case we have an Albez monster out, which we have a lot of options for that. Brand Retribution is just here for one thing and one thing only. It is banish this card, target a branded spell or trap, add to your hand. We have 2 of the Dragon's Light and Darkness, which can protect a dragon monster. Which again, more options for punishing people. Or just giving the dragon more damage. Which would basically give this another 2 pops, effectively. We have branded in red at 1, for just in case we only have the 1. Or to use for getting out Light and Darkness. Light and Darkness can be bought out with Lubellion and Albion, or any of the various dragons that are in this extra deck of ours. With the exception of Rindrum. Oh, and of course, Albion as well. Did consider lowering this, but I'm kind of happy with how it is. We also have the 3 champions and the Ecclesia. We have Supreme Sword Soul Sovereign for just in case of tech options, as well as Dispatcher. Cartesia is here, and by the way, look what Gamer got me hit. Oh, I thought she had 4 fingers here. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. And like 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's the 5th one. And those are other hands. What are those other hands doing? What are these hands? The Hecka hands? Hecka hands part of Albez confirmed? No. Anyway, what's the deck do? We have Tragedy for, of course, resetting Branded for just branded stuff in case, you know, something happens. We have 2 Albez because, unfortunately, we can only put in 2 if we want to have Fallen of the White. We have 3 Alubers because Alubers is another key player in this. We have Ecclesia because Ecclesia is another key player in this. Mercurier can help out too, in case, you know, we have one of the Albez fusions out as well. Cartesia is here for fusing on my opponent's turn, or just fusing it help in general. Quem's here for dumping things for just in case, you know, might need it. I think, no, because it's, she also can bring things out the graveyard. Of course, we have the Fallen of the White for just in case as well. We have Kit as a ditch option. Could have maybe done some stuff here, but she's just really here as another discard option. We, of course, have a small bestial package for obvious reasons, but for greater explanation, find a dragon, ditch a card, pop something when popped, pop something that came out. Hi, I'm Lubellion, aka Luber. We, of course, have the 2 branded fusions for obvious reasons. We have the Theater for more fusing help. We have Branded Loss for obvious plays. We have Branded Regain for banishment plays. The Battle for protection as well. Super Poly for protection as well. Branded Openings for, again, more obvious plays, although it's really just here to grab a Luber. So, there's that. Branded in red for more fun stuff. And I believe I've explained most of the deck at this point. But yeah. These are the decks I want to try using. This one more so just in general, not just for the YCS, but this one is strictly for the YCS because I'm tired. I do have to change this though because there's now a card missing. I mean, there are some level 8 choices here. That's not bad. Sure, why not? Tech options. But yeah, those are the decks. I probably won't be putting up a deck list because, like I said, in my own personal belief, I want to try them out. I want to, like, play around and experiment with them more. I wouldn't consider it a finished thing. These are more works in progress to see how well it goes. I have an embarrassing loss, too, because of stuff. But again, I struggle to consider things a loss because sometimes they're just bots or people who are just trying to say, hey, look at this account that got this high. Oh my goodness. And people buy that account, and quite frankly, if you bought your account or if you make those accounts, well, whatever bad things happen to you, and that's the reason why. All things aside, I want to thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, you know what to do. Much appreciated if you do. Until next time, I just want to say laters.